Hello, KISS Navy, and welcome to episode 27 of the KISS Army Nation podcast. We are your hosts. I am Pasquale Veri.
And I am Claudia Spera. Welcome to the show, everyone.
So our celebration and tribute to the KISS Cruise continues with a fan profile of a man who is everywhere. KISS concerts, yeah, he's there. KISS Coffeehouse Opening, he's there. KISS Mini Golf, yeah, you'll see him there. KISS Expos, you can't even turn the corner without seeing this man. KISS Cruise, you don't even need to ask. Of course he's there. And now he's here on the KISS Army Nation podcast. Ron Buckley, welcome to the show, my friend.
Hello, and thank you for having me.
Hey, Ron. Welcome to the show, man.
Hello. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Hey, Ron, on this episode, we really want to focus on your KISS Cruise experiences. But before we do that, as we normally do in our podcast, we want to know a little bit more about the man who is everywhere, as Pascal just said. So how did you get into KISS?
It's a funny story. Back when I was about 8 years old, a family friend came to visit my grandparents, my uncle, and he was over and he said that he has a sister that works the record shop and she can get any cassette tape you guys want. And, you know, being an 8-year-old kid, I started writing down my list. I'm like, all right, this is great. He can get me any cassette I want. So I gave him the list next time I saw him. And I guess I called it, you know, he was just kind of making up a story that he can get any cassette he wants.
Okay.
Felt bad. So I think he went back to his house and came back with a bunch of KISS cassettes. And there was some other stuff thrown in there too, but I didn't have any interest in the other ones. I saw those 2 KISS cassettes. I went, these look pretty cool. So I took those from what he was offering. I threw them in my Walkman and I started listening to him like, this is pretty cool. I like this. And then over time, you know, one cassette after another, I became the KISS fan that I am today.
Do you still recall which ones were those? The first 2 that you got?
100%. I'll never forget them. It was Destroyer and Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What a difference.
Yeah, oh, yes, definitely. Knowing now what they stand for, it was certainly a different genre, if you will.
Wow. And that's how you got hooked. So from that moment on, so never again. There's no turning back.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, tell us some of the pre-KISS Cruise experiences that you've had. So, for instance, let me see, start with concert experiences.
So my first KISS concert was 1996. It was July 28th, Madison Square Garden reunion tour. Oh my gosh, I remember it like it was yesterday. I cried there. I never really told anybody that, but when I'm standing there and I'm looking, I'm like, oh my gosh, these are my 4 heroes right here in makeup. For all throughout the 90s, prior to that, I never thought I would see KISS in makeup. You know, you had The Revenge, Alive 3, and then Carnival of Souls was coming out. And I never really thought I would get to personally see KISS in makeup, the original 4. And I was about 15 at the time. I was 15. And it felt like I was a 15-year-old back in like 77, 78, you know, back in their heyday. So it was really pretty cool. I went with my uncle, that he took me to my first show. It was my first KISS show. It was pretty sweet.
I mean, I guess there's not many people who can say that their first show is in Madison Square Garden, man, with the reunion tour, with the original lineup.
Yeah. It was pretty special. I'm pretty happy to say that it was my first show.
That's awesome. And what about some of the expos that you've attended over the years?
I've gone to 3 city expos, if you will. I've been to New York, of course, in New York, New Jersey KISS Expos. Fantastically run. I think they're getting better and better each year. I've been to the Indianapolis KISS Expos. Keith LaRue at the time was running them, and he's, you know, fantastic. It was professionally run, unbelievable. And I went to the one in Atlanta for the Vinnie Vincent appearance a couple of years ago.
It's the right place to be. If you're a KISS fan, I think expos, you know, are the ultimate experience. You know, it's beautiful. Yep. And there's one that you know, we were talking with Pask. We were thinking, hey, we need to ask Ron about this. So we know now that the coffee house has been closed, you know, for several years. But please tell our listeners who may not have been in the coffee house, what was it like? So you've been there. So how did it feel like being there?
The KISS Coffee House was amazing. It was like my first home away from home related to KISS. It was I was there for the grand opening, and the place was mobbed. KISS fans everywhere. It was just mayhem. KISS mayhem everywhere. It was really amazing. And subsequent or after that, I should say, I was at every anniversary party. I was there for every single one of them.
Oh, that too. Oh my God. Wow.
Yep. It was amazing. And again, the fans there were amazing. The place was packed. It was, like I said, like the party happened, say, on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there on a Sunday, and I just sat there inside listening. They had KISS music on loop, live concerts playing. And you just looked around. I'm like, wow, this is like 100% KISS. It was nothing but pure KISS, which was amazing to me. And I've never seen anything like it at the time. It was really a special time. And it's unfortunate that it has closed since.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah, that was a very special place, I have to say, man. I had the chance to be there once, and I couldn't believe my eyes. You know, it's been awesome. So finally, Ron, then I'm going to lead to Pascal because he has many questions to do. So does KISS know who you are, man?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about that.
I'll take it back to the first KISS cruise. That was one of the first times I realized that somebody actually knew who I was. We were walking around the Bahamas in Nassau. And, you know, it's kind of a little bit of a shady place to be, especially where we were walking around. It was a gloomy day, walking around in a place I've never been. It was my first time out of the country, first time in a cruise. It was a first, many firsts. So I'm like, all right, you know, we're walking on the sidewalk, and all of a sudden I feel something on my back. And all of a sudden I hear somebody say, "Give me all your effing money." I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting stuck up. I go, I can't believe it's my first time out of the country. I'm in this shady place. This is horrible. And I turn around, and there it's Eric Singer.
No kidding.
Yes. And he goes, Ron, I got you good, didn't I? I went, okay, how does Eric know my name, and why is he pranking me like this?
Seriously?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. And from there, it's just grown. Again, I was at the grand opening of the KISS Monster Mini Golf in Las Vegas at their first location. And I'm just walking around, you know, I got the VIP pass and everything. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. And all of a sudden I hear somebody singing my name. I go, who's this? And I turn around, Eric Singer again. I'm like,
again.
Oh, this is pretty cool.
Joker,
yeah. I'm like, all right. This guy, I thought I was getting pranked again, but it was pretty cool. Yeah.
So he knew you from all the other, you know, events that you've attended and everything. So you're very kind of, okay, wow, that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
wow.
It's pretty cool.
Wow, what a unique experience, man.
Yeah. You know, Paul's recognized me at times. I've done a couple of meet and greets with him. I've got a couple pieces of his artwork. And sure enough, I go, hey, Paul, how are you? And he looks at me and goes, I recognize you. I went, wow, all right.
All right, okay.
He probably doesn't know my name, but that's okay.
Oh,
Gene
God.
doesn't recognize me. I'm a guy. He doesn't recognize men.
Right. So I want to start talking about the focus of this episode, and that's the KISS Cruise. So tell us how you felt when the announcement for the first KISS Cruise was made.
During the first KISS Cruise, the announcement was made when I was at one of the New York, New Jersey KISS Expos. So I was walking around, and all of a sudden these pamphlets were being handed out. And I think Keith was the one that was distributing them. I go, what the hell is this? I go, KISS Cruise. I go, what the heck is this all about? And then I went up to him. I go, Keith, what is this? He goes, we're making the announcement today. It's going to be officially on the website. Oh, wow. He goes, it's going to be the actual KISS Cruise. He goes, there's going to be a cruise that features KISS. I went,
oh, my God.
Okay, this is strange. I go, I've never heard of such a thing. Like, this would be interesting. I go, I definitely want in. I've never been on a cruise. I'm a diehard KISS fan. I go, this sounds like a home run to me. And lo and behold, I was on the first cruise.
Wow.
So I had no idea what to expect. You know, I didn't know who to see, again, I had no idea what to expect. I've never been on a cruise. So it was a magical time. It really was. It was a period of unknowns. and it's quite blossomed nicely over the years.
That's well said. It was a time of unknowns. I mean, the first KISS Cruise,
Yeah.
the band, the staff, the fans, we were all pioneers. It was
True.
all our first.
Yeah.
What were you hoping would happen on the KISS Cruise after you heard that announcement?
It was kind of hard to say because, again, I'm taking what you would think would happen on a cruise, and then you throw KISS into the mix.
Right.
And it's like, oh my gosh, what could they possibly do? You usually think of cruises as either like a Disney cruise with kids and fireworks and all that kind of stuff, or you think of like, older people just kind of in their scooters getting around and hitting the buffet line and going on like, excursions and stuff. So I'm like, I really don't know what to expect. But as time progressed, Six Man announced one thing after another. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what it's all about. So it was like an actual cruise with KISS performing. And at that time, they didn't really have that many member events at the time. Mm-hmm. They had a handful, but nothing quite as much as they do today. The band was definitely not as involved as they are today.
Mm-hmm. No, I remember the band left on the Sunday.
Yeah.
They weren't on the ship the entire time.
Yeah, there was the Carnival boat, too.
That's right.
That was our one and only time on the Carnival boat. Destiny it was. I remember being at the top, and it was a windy night, and it was the Tommy Thayer event with the mini golf on the top. I'm standing there. I'm looking. I go, I can't believe I'm watching Tommy Thayer play mini golf on the top of a cruise ship in the middle of nowhere. I go, this is surreal.
What's this drink? What am I drinking here?
And so, it was just it was a great time. It really was. Again, the band had no idea what to expect. They just did it on a whim. And little did they know it was going to grow into something so massive that it is today.
So big. Yeah. I wish I was there, man. So there's always something magical about the first time, and we always remember our first KISS for sure. And what are some of the highlights that you remember from that first KISS cruise, Ron?
Again, being it was my first cruise, I remember walking, going through all the gates and stuff and finally getting onto the pool deck. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm on the boat. This is great. And all of a sudden you see somebody walking around with the specialty. I think it was a demon drink I had. And I'm like, wow, I go, they have actually KISS themed drinks on here. I'm like, this is amazing. I'm like, this is like really all blown out KISS. I go, this is great. I remember on the big screen where the acoustic set was happening, they had a huge, massive screen, and they just kept showing like the KISS Cruise logos and stuff. I'm like, wow, they're really like all in with this. I go, this is pretty cool. I remember seeing them loading some stuff on the boat. They were taking stuff on the elevators up to the pool deck. I'm like, wow, I go, this is like really cool. I go, this is like legit. It's real. It's like a concert on the boat. It was really special.
Had you connected before going into the cruise with some other fans that you knew, or?
I knew some fans. I believe in September there was I believe it was a KISS Coffeehouse event, and we were talking about it. I met some people online and some people from before, and we were just talking about it. We're like, yeah, what's up with this cruise? Like, this is so strange. Are you going? Are you not going? And from there, we had like a small core group, and we met up again on the boat. I think it was October when the first cruise took place. I think it was like the second or third week in October. Mm-hmm. And I only knew a handful of people. I didn't know as many as I know today.
Okay.
From the cruise.
Were you participating in on the KISS Cruise Facebook pages?
I was present, but I think I just started getting into it like right before boarding. Or maybe there was so many. I shouldn't say so many, but there was a handful at the time, and I may have joined just after the cruise. I'm like, oh wow, look, it's an actual Facebook page for this. So I wasn't there, from day one, but I did join the other pages as time went by.
I mentioned in a previous episode that I organized a limousine. Two limousines actually before we boarded the ship, and that was an amazing experience because I got to meet the fans I met on the KISS Cruise pages.
That's cool.
Some of these fans we're still friends today, and they just made an impact on me that I'll never forget.
Sure.
Who were some of the fans you felt made the biggest impact on you on that first cruise?
Well, I'm not going to pinpoint certain names, but I'll tell you, from every country, I've met so many great people, whether it be countries in South America, Brazil, Argentina, Europe, whether it be the UK, Germany, Sweden, and Asia, Japan. It's just unbelievable the amount of KISS fans, Mexico, Canada, the amount of fans I met on that first cruise was exponential. I never thought I would meet so many great people in such a small space with the same love for the same band that I have.
The same passion,
and I think that's what's kind of connected me so much to that cruise was the amount of people I met on that boat that I got to connect with.
Oh, I mean, we were all family. Once we got on that boat, we all had something in common. We had a passion and love for KISS.
Yeah.
And we all became family and friends. And boy, the parties on that ship was something else.
Oh, absolutely. I met a couple that were on the boat. They were a boyfriend and girlfriend at the time, and we took our group picture together. And I'm like, okay, these people are pretty cool. And lo and behold, after the picture, we got to talk more and more. And lo and behold, I was invited to their wedding a couple of years later.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And we've been great friends to this day. So the connections that were made on that at that time were immeasurable. And we met up again on the second KISS cruise. Unfortunately, they couldn't go on any of the cruises afterwards. But still, the connections that were made from that initial KISS cruise were pretty amazing.
Wow, man.
Nice.
So, Ron, have you been to all of the KISS cruises up until now?
I've been on every KISS cruise 1 through 9. Yes.
Okay. And how would you, if you have to kind of evaluate the evolution of the KISS cruise, okay, from the first one to the latest one, the present, what was your, let's say, for instance, what was your favorite outdoor show?
My favorite outdoor show, I would have to say, is the one with where Ace and Bruce joined the band. I thought that was amazing because it was almost the unplugged lineup. We didn't have Peter, unfortunately, but we had Tommy. So just seeing that lineup and the amount of history sitting in front of me live on that stage was pretty impressive.
I mean, I love the way you speak, man. So much passion, it goes through the screen. It's awesome. And what about the favorite indoor show?
One of my favorite indoor shows was where they were wearing the John Varvatos suits, the Dress to Kill.
Okay,
I thought that was one of the coolest. Getting to see how many people can say they've seen KISS perform in suits.
Right.
It just doesn't happen. It's usually it's the big spikes and the big platforms and everything, but there was something special about seeing that show with them dressed in suits performing. I thought that was really cool.
It is true. It is true. And actually, even the picture with them, with the suits on before the show, that's quite a special. Yes. And what about the KISS related activity? What's your favorite?
This may sound cliche, but I kind of like the Q&A the best. I love when the band is together on stage, throwing little, jabs at each other. Eric will pick on Gene will pick on Paul, and, all that little banter back and forth is what I really appreciate because you get to see who they really are. It's not just, it's not rehearsed. It's live. It's fresh. It's real. It's right there in front of you. And I think that's really cool. On, some of the cruises, year after year, you get the same questions worded differently, and you kind of, as a diehard fan, the answers. And, and as the questions being asked, I'm like, I wonder if they're going to answer the same way as they have in the past. And sure enough, they give the same exact answer. I'm like, all right, this is real. It's not like fabricated answers. These are like they're real, how they really feel.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Scripted. Right. It's not scripted.
Yeah. And over the years with the different KISS cruises, there's been so many guest bands of all kinds. Some of your favorite guest bands?
One of my favorites, which was a pre-party guest, was Cheap Trick.
Okay.
I thought they were fantastic, and it's sad that the whole band didn't go on that cruise that year. But Robin Zander he went on the boat, but some of the other guys, rumor has it that they were a little weary about being on a boat. But seeing that pre-cruise party with Cheap Trick was fantastic, and of course the Bruce band, without question, is unbelievable. Bruce and that band are phenomenal. They're one of the major. If you're going there for a KISS event, they're one of the bands that you would definitely want to see because they play stuff that you never hear before.
Yeah, exactly. Well, everybody's saying that, that's one of the main highlights of the cruises, with Bruce.
Yes.
And what about your favorite KISS Cruise theme?
Again, I would go with the Dress to Kill.
Dress to Kill.
Whole, I think that was a well done event. The suits and stuff. In the picture, if you look on my Facebook page, you look on my wall, you still see that as my picture because it was just so great. Yeah. Yep.
So unique.
That's the beauty of the KISS Cruise. KISS often says, with whatever event they come out with, a unique experience once in a lifetime. They're not really, but the KISS Cruise really is. The fans on the cruise get an experience that no one else gets unless you go on the
Very
ship.
true.
It's just an amazing experience. So,
yeah.
If you don't mind me asking,
sure.
the man that is everywhere is now everywhere with a beautiful woman by his side.
Yes.
Donna. Can you tell us a little bit about Donna?
Oh, I love Donna. She's been my girlfriend for now about 4 years. She has, she's heard of KISS, but KISS was, you hear of it, but you're like, all right, whatever. I don't know anything about it. She's become a very knowledgeable KISS fan now, which is, a nice thing. We could share some events, and she understands.
Thing.
Yeah,
which is a nice thing. I love it.
She understands some of the stuff I go through. Oh, look who happens to walk in!
Hey, just talking about you. Welcome to the podcast.
This was totally unplanned.
Look who's there.
Woman's intuition.
Donna.
Yes.
We were just saying how amazing you are, because when you met Ron, you weren't a KISS fan. And we were just saying that Ron is at every event. He's everywhere. And now you're everywhere with him.
All a day's work.
So, Ron said that when you guys met, you weren't fans. How about now? On a scale of 1 to 10, how big a KISS fan are you?
Well, to be honest, I am younger than Ron, so I didn't even really know truly about KISS, what they were about. And when I met him, I'm like, everyone's like, wait, you're with Ron? You have to be a KISS fan.
Right.
And I'm like, I didn't even know about KISS till I met him. But I wouldn't say I was a KISS fan as much as I am of a fan of the fans. I like going to the events. I'm a fan of Ron, of course. So I think it's just the community more than the band itself. So
I've always said that you don't have to be a KISS fan to appreciate the KISS fandom and the KISS experience.
Yeah,
you don't have to be. You can feel welcome going to any KISS event.
Oh, absolutely. And Donna, if you don't mind, while you're here, we're going to ask Ron this question. We'll ask you. You've been to several KISS cruises, right?
Right.
And how do you feel about the cruises?
The coolest part to me was seeing people from other countries that Ron was like, oh, I always talk to this person on Facebook, or I've traded things with them and I never met them until I went on the cruise. I'm like, that's so cool. So I feel like that was the best part for me.
And what about in terms of KISS-related activities that happen on the cruise? Your favorite show?
My favorite show.
Sorry, we're putting you on the spot here.
Yeah.
I like going to all the events.
She likes to go to all the shows I go to.
Right.
Which is all of the shows. All of the shows.
If I'm going, I'm third row.
Well, with Ron, absolutely. That's a given.
So, Donna, have you had the chance, I guess, to meet the members of the band? Any stories? Who's your favorite? Any stories that you want to share with us?
Sure. The first convention I went to with Ron was in Indy. That's when I first met a lot of KISS fans. And next thing you know, Ron turns around and I'm behind Eric Singer's booth. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. And I was just helping them sell things. And Eric Singer was looking at me. I don't know who he is. He doesn't know who I am. And then he turns around. He's like, are you a cheerleader? And I was like, no. He's like, oh, you look very athletic. He had no clue who I was. And then when he found out I was Ron's girlfriend, he was a little surprised, but he recognized Ron, of course, from lots of events. I met Gene. Where was that? Upstate, right?
Yeah, we met Gene at the supermarket upstate New York.
Really?
Yes, he was doing a soda promotion tour, if you will. He had his solo band playing up in Turning Stone Casino. And I don't know if it was, I think it was before the show that day, he was at a supermarket selling his soda and signing off on the cartons that they were packaged in.
Right.
Wow.
So that was Donna's first time meeting Gene.
So I walked up to him before Ron did, and he like twirled me, talked to me a little bit, and he's like, "That big guy over there is staring at you." And I was like, "Yeah, he loves me a little." And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, but I think he loves you more." And Ron has a video of it. And Gene just started laughing so hard.
Awesome story. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so
So
awesome.
it's fun. Yeah. You can't go to a KISS event without, knowing someone, which is cool. It's just a fun time.
It is true. It is true. It's all about the family.
I'll let you interview the expert.
Take care, Donna. Nice to see you.
Bye.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
No, I was going to say, Ron, I've seen a lot of shows, a lot of events myself, and after a while, it kind of gets repetitive. But Donna said it best. It's not about the shows anymore. It's not about KISS anymore. It's about the fans, and that's the best part of the shows. The best part, I think, of the KISS experience, and especially of the KISS Cruise.
Correct. A couple of years ago, at work, I was telling people, I'm going to like 9 shows in the cruise. And everybody turns around to me. They go, "Why are you going to? Does the show change?" I go, "No, it's really pretty much the same set list, same songs. I can kind of predict what bombs are going to be set off when."
Yeah.
They go, "Okay, then why are you going?" I go, "Because every city, I see different friends from different areas." I go, and that's kind of the best part. I go, and I told them, I go, the cruise is one of the epitomes of KISS fandom.
Yeah.
You get to meet people from all over the world in one location. Well, I think it was KISS Cruise 9 had like at least 33 countries represented on there. Did I know everybody from all 33? No, but I got to meet so many more fans from friends from other countries, and it just grows. Your friendships just keep growing and growing, which is amazing.
It is true. It is so true.
I saw a KISS in Italy and Switzerland in 2019. And again, as soon as I walk in, and there's people I know, there's a friend of mine from Mexico that I saw in Italy. I'm like, what are the odds of seeing a buddy of mine from Mexico in Italy?
Right. That's right.
It's just stuff you can't predict it. And sure enough, when I went to Switzerland, I looked down and there's about half a dozen people that I know, and they're all like, "Hey, how's it going?" And we're all waving and talking to each other. I'm like, this is really cool. Hundreds of thousands of miles away from home and from the cruise, but yet in another country, here I am chatting it up with fans and friends that I've made over the years.
Yeah, it feels great, and I think there's no boundaries. Even these guys are gonna stop playing. What they created with the fandom and us, friends and fans. It's it's unbelievable. There's no frontiers. It's awesome.
It's true.
It's awesome. So Ron, being on all of the KISS cruises, if 6 men were listening. Okay, these the guys who organize the whole event. What would you like them to do about their work on these KISS cruises? So, is there anything?
I must commend them on over the years. They've maintained their professionalism pretty amazing. I know KISS fans can be kind of harsh, and if you go to the KISS Cruise fan, the Facebook page, there's some fans that leave some kind of really, heavy comments. Yeah. But the way they respond to them is nothing but professional, which is amazing. On the boat, they're equally as professional. You walk up to any KISS 6-man member wearing their blue and white shirt. You say, "Hey, listen, what's this and what's that? And where can I go here? Where can I meet this?" If they don't know the answer, they find somebody else. They walkie-talkie somebody. They're always willing to help you, which I commend them for that, because they don't have to do that. Right. But they choose to do that, and they choose to make the experience amazing. And has
that changed over the years, or you always kind of
I
felt the same way?
Better over the years. I really do. I feel like it's gotten better from the first cruise. Where it was kind of like, all right, we don't know what's happening. Here it is. We're trying to figure things out. The second cruise was nice. The third, but by the 9th cruise, they knew what they were doing. They had everything down pat, and even what they did on the boats. Like the first KISS cruise, there was nothing really on the boat KISS related. And I'll get to that in a second. Also on the first KISS cruise, they had like KISS and rock music playing constantly overhead. Yeah. And a lot of fans are like, why are you playing Black Sabbath and Twisted Sister and Ozzy and, all these other hair metal bands? We want to hear KISS. This is what we're here for. And then sure enough, on KISS Kruise 2, all KISS. Mm-hmm. So they listened to what our feedback was, which was fantastic because it made the experience so much better. Mm-hmm. And as, again, going from KISS Kruise 1 to 9, the boat was decorated more. You go in the elevator, you see these big, murals on the glass. And as opposed to seeing a mirror, you're seeing, what the itineraries are, or it was just more enhanced. The cups were a big deal. For a few years, you had to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and wait on a line to get a cup. We talked about that on these posts, and then over time, there were more cups available. You can get cups all throughout the cruise, as opposed to having to wake up on your vacation after partying till 4 o'clock in the morning to get up at 8 o'clock just to get a cup.
Just to get a cup, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they were the professional. They heard you. They listened.
Awesome.
I like that.
So speaking of which, KISS Kruise 10 is almost upon you, Ron. Mm-hmm. And it's really ironic because the first KISS Kruise, fans were apprehensive because it was so different. It was something new. They didn't know what to expect. Now with COVID, it's almost like you're going back to uncharted territory. So what are your expectations for this year's cruise?
Well, the expectation was I wish I was going on KISS Kruise 10.
You're not going?
I'm not going.
Oh, I thought you were going.
No, Donna and I made a personal choice to, withdraw from this year. It killed me. Every bit of me was against withdrawing from the cruise. I waited to the last possible minute in June to withdraw. It killed me.
That must have been hard, eh? A hard decision, man.
It was detrimental. Again, seeing posts over the last couple of days of everybody getting their luggage tags and those padded envelopes, knowing, because that usually when you got that in the mail, you knew the cruise was like right around the corner.
Yeah.
And seeing all these posts, it just brings a tear to my eye knowing I'm not going this year. But I agree with what Pesk said, that the cruise this year is going to be different for many people. It's going to be, a lot of the countries are not permitted for whatever the reason may be, they're not going to be permitted to go on the boat. So it's going to be primarily a U.S. crowd, which is going to be different from years past. Mm-hmm. And again, I think it's going to be a lot of first timers because all the people that have been on multiple cruises are not going to be there. So it opened up the cabins for those that have never been on the cruise before. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a complete different dynamic, almost like KISS Kruise 1 all over again, without the other countries being represented, which I think is sad because I think part of the fun of the KISS Kruise is meeting the international fans.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That's one of the beauties of it.
Is
correct. And I can almost see the KISS Cruises continuing even without KISS, because it'll bring people from all over the world to that one event.
Yeah.
Have Bruce Kulick be the headliner with his band. And I guarantee you it'll be a pretty packed ship.
Oh yeah.
Well,
again,
So I was going to say it's good for the first timers because now apparently they're giving a payment plan and you can actually pay off the cruise after the cruise experience.
Correct. And they've never done that before.
Yeah.
It almost makes me want to go.
Yeah, me too. But that goes back to your point. I mean, 6Men is so flexible in what they're doing. Things are changing for them daily, and they're flexible enough to change and make changes on the spot. But is the reason you didn't go because of the changes, because of COVID?
COVID was the primary reason.
Okay.
Yeah. So that it's shocking, that the times we're living in, because a fan like you, Ron, who's been everywhere, and so many other fans, wanting to experience, the KISS Cruise, that there's something else out there. So again, as Pas was saying, this is completely unpredictable. We don't know what's going to happen on that cruise, but hope for the best. That people that go, they have the time of their lives. But I don't know what the involvement of the band is going to be. What about the shows? But we'll see.
Yeah.
So the KISS Cruise has often been described as the ultimate KISS experience. And in your opinion, how does the KISS Cruise compare to other KISS-related events, such as expos, concerts, and even meet and greets? How would you compare that?
One of the best things about the cruise is you live with these people. For 5 days, you're living with these people. You go to the breakfast table, and there's KISS fans. You go to have lunch, there's KISS fans. You go to the buffet at dinner time, KISS fans. Anywhere you go, there's a KISS fan for 5 consecutive days. You go off onto an island, and there's somebody wearing a KISS shirt from the cruise. You can connect with somebody. The concerts are a couple hours. The expos, maybe a day or two, depending on how long the expo is. But the KISS Cruise is, you're actually living with these people. You're living in the same ship. You get up, you go to sleep together, and it's a very cohesive environment, which is completely different from other events.
I remember when I went to a couple, and I remember that it was shocking to me when you get off the boat and you go to the beach, whatever, and you see, KISS people walking all the way with KISS t-shirts, having a drink, and everybody listening to KISS. It's surreal. You can't believe it.
It's a KISS world, is what it becomes.
Yeah.
We infiltrate everywhere we go, and you can relate to these people.
Yeah.
I can go to the beach right now, but nobody's gonna be wearing a KISS shirt.
Exactly.
I go on the KISS Cruise in Mexico, and I go to a beach there. You're going to see KISS fans decked out in their KISS gear.
Yeah. So true.
I think that's amazing. With when you stop off at the ports and you go to a bar or a restaurant or a club, they're always blasting KISS music because they know we're there.
Correct.
And everywhere we go, it's like it becomes a KISS world.
Yeah.
I'll never forget going to Mexico. I went to a supermarket. I said, because I love learning. Teach me stuff I've never known before. So I went to a Mexican supermarket. I went inside, and they were selling some clothing items. I go in there, and what do I come walking out with? A pair of KISS boxer shorts, official KISS boxer shorts. I'm like, you know what? This is the epitome of being a KISS fan. It is a KISS world.
That's right. In Mexico.
No, and we can't talk about KISS without their fans, obviously. And another major part of the KISS Cruise are the pre-KISS Cruise parties.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the parties you've been to?
Oh my gosh, they've evolved from KISS Cruise 1 to KISS Cruise 9. Unfortunately, there's been some friction over the years between parties that choose this one or that one. But I don't like to choose. I want to go to all of them. I like to experience what are you providing that this guy's not providing? What is this girl doing that this guy's not doing? So I love to go to as many as I can because I'm living the KISS world. I'm living the KISS life. I want to get as much KISS as I can, and I'm not gonna not go to one because of somebody else. I put that aside. I try to make friends with everybody unless there's some blatant issue that I dislike you, but I've never met somebody like that. So going to these parties, it's gone from, very casual meetups at the beginning to now we've got Ace showing up at some pre-parties. I'm like, that's drastically grown and matured over the years. It's like, wow, these people are really putting in some hard time, effort, and energy to make these the best possible pre-parties that can be. They've evolved significantly over time.
And it makes sense that these parties are so amazing because the fans put their sweat and blood into it, their passion into it.
Correct.
And
really even shows. some KISS fans that aren't even going are still participating and making arrangements for KISS fans, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
True.
My most difficult moment on a KISS Cruise, I believe it was KISS Cruise 3. I went to the pre-party. That was with Sophie. Yep. But I didn't go on the cruise. But what an amazing pre-party that was. And I remember being at the hotel and I started crying when I had to go back to the airport and go home, and everybody else is going on the KISS Cruise. That was difficult.
Pasquale, I'll never forget that what you must have felt at that time, because I remember reading your posts and I'm like, oh my gosh, that must have been heart-wrenching, that seeing all this activity happening, and then all of a sudden it just gets cut off when everybody goes on that boat. It's done. That must have been heart-wrenching for you, and I felt so bad for you at that time.
Oh, it was tough. And I remember being in the cab and we were driving to the airport and I could see the ship. It's like,
oh my God,
I was like, come on, are you serious? Don't do that to me,
How much of a tease was that? But that was my plan this year. we weren't going on the cruise, Donna and I, but we were anticipating on going to some sort of pre-party. But unfortunately, that fell through, and things happen. But I'm almost, based on your experience, I almost feel better not going at all.
It's better not to. It's better not to.
Because it would have been more heart-wrenching knowing it's right there.
Exactly. You're not going. That's right.
Yeah. And again, it's not even about not seeing the band. It's like your friends, your family is going on this ship, and you can't join them. That's the most difficult
it's so
part.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So true.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to deal with one more aspect of the KISS Cruise experience, the meet and greets. Have you participated in any KISS Cruise meet and greets?
I was a part of one. One year I had a new roommate, and he was buying the Paul Stanley guitar, and he was allowed, I think, up to 3 or 4 guests. I forget the number.
Yeah.
And he says, hey, he goes, you're allowing me to share your room. He goes, you're definitely going to be one of my guests. So I never actually purchased an instrument. That was somebody's guest. And I got to say that those are run very, very well. Mm-hmm. It's so professional in such a foreign atmosphere, because at home at an expo you can kind of make arrangements, but when you're on a boat, you got to make sure your stuff is precise, because there's no, oh wait, let me go back and get this. No, everything is on that boat and that's it. So you got to make sure everything is run nice, it was professional, and everybody gets the best experience. And that's exactly what, as a guest, I experienced. It was pretty amazing. I got to sit and watch Paul's acoustic set, which was unbelievable. So that's my only experience doing a meet and greet personalized like that.
You're never going to forget it.
No, never. Absolutely not. And even the Gene meet and greet, it wasn't really a meet and greet. It was like Gene's base experience.
Right. Uh-huh.
And it was open to the public. It was open to the ship. And going in there and watching him with these handful of people that bought their bases, or his bases, and them coming up with the song, and how he interacted with each person. And he also even interacted with the audience to a degree. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking, I'm like, this is really amazing. I could watch this for hours, just seeing him interact with each person and bringing out people's creativity was jaw dropping. I'm like, wow, this guy's really amazing. He's not just a demon. He's more so than that, which I thought was really cool.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Hey, Ron, we're wrapping up, and to those who may have never gone to a KISS Cruise, so what would you like to tell them about the KISS Cruise experience?
If you have the opportunity to go on the KISS Cruise, I highly recommend it. I know it can be a pricey event. I know it's more than a concert. It's more than a regular cruise. But the experiences you get on that boat are amazing. Late night, when there's other bands playing, you have a couple of drinks, you get to party with people. You don't have to drive home. You go to bed, you wake up, and you start it all over again. It's really a primo event to attend. It's the KISS event to attend.
Mm-hmm.
So Ron, really, you and I have known each other for several years, and
over 10.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And we've talked a lot, but a little bit here, a little bit there. We never actually sat down and had a conversation. And I am so glad that you came on this show tonight, because in a sense now we are documenting the Ron Buckley experience, and I'm so glad that we have this on film, that we're going to have this on audio. And for me, it was a great experience, because it gave me the opportunity to sit down for an hour and have a chat with you. Because, like I said earlier, you're everywhere. You're hard to, a little bit of Ron here, a little bit of Ron there. It's nice to sit down and actually have a chat and learn more about you and your experiences. And it really brought back a lot of amazing memories from the cruise. So thank you again for being on the show.
The pleasure was all mine. It was an honor to discuss my KISS experiences with you guys. I love talking about KISS, as you're probably well aware. So having the opportunity to sit down with a couple of people and discuss it, it was an honor. And that you reached out to me to talk about it. That's the ultimate. That's the ultimate. Thank you, and I appreciate that. Thank you both very much.
Thank you so much. So, Ron, I have to second. Pask. It was such an honor, and you're a lovely guy. We never had the chance to meet each other, but hopefully, quite soon we're gonna cross path in any KISS event.
Yes.
And thank you for sharing all the amazing experiences you've had. Thank you for the kind words, all the positiveness, and optimism for KISS shows and KISS fans and KISS family. Thanks, Donna, also for showing up, and being part of the show. This is a great episode. I could continue forever. So
you and me both.
That's right. So let's do it again. Let's do it again soon after some of the events coming up. So again, thank you for being here with us, Ron. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And again, thank you too. The pleasure was all mine. Thank you.
Fantastic. And to the KISS Navy, thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And remember, never stop rocking. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone.
The KISS Army Nation podcast has partnered up with Click T-Shop to offer our listeners a high-quality T-shirt with graphic design by Xander Graphics. Check out Click T-Shop at clickteeshop.com.